Most people think that building a business, building an empire requires a lot of hard work, long hours, but that's not the case. Working hard is one thing, but working smart is a second thing, but it has the same level of priority. In this video, I'm gonna share with you an 11 alpha rules that will help you build your life, build your legacy, build your career and business without having to sacrifice a lot. And I lived it, so follow me in the rules. So rule number 1 says what? Creating your own rules. What do I mean by creating your own rules? You need to set the standards of the rules that you operate within your business. What do I mean by that? It's very simple. You dictate the rules to your clients. As an example, you can put a rule that you get paid first and then you deliver the service or the product. Because if you don't do that, you won't have the money to invest in your type of service to deliver high quality. Let's put a scenario that you went in the beginning that you said, okay, I'll deliver the service or the product first, and then I'm gonna get paid by the client afterwards. And here is the problem: when you switch and next time you come to the client and say, I'm gonna bill you first. And here is the problem, because you taught the clients how to put rules for you. So rule number 1 again, create your own rules that comes with pricing, the way you get paid, and most importantly, if you want to take it to another level, the values that your business operate on. So for example, you have set of values when you have a client and this client is new to you. So you introduce your client to the values that you operate with. For example, transparency, loyalty, punctuality. And if the client doesn't agree, fire the client from the beginning, because that's going to be a headache client for you because he opposes your values. So again, rule number 1, create your own rules, because by the time is that you're doing business, you teach the clients how they should treat you. Let's go to rule number 2, which tells you never open your email. I want you to know one thing, that your email box is the public to-do list of other people's priority. So once you get into the email box and you start to work on other people's requests and all of these, you lose your time. So what I want you to do is you need to delegate. It's very simple. Hire a PA that takes control or responsibility of your email box. And one good thing out of it, your PA won't have an emotional connection to your email box. Because when you get an email, you could get from a friend, from a close client, that you have an emotional attachment that you need to answer. But outsourcing this or delegating this to a PA will free your time, so you can put your time in the things that can actually make you more money. One of the great things that I would love to say is Richard Branson. Richard Branson runs over 400 companies, 400 brands, and he literally goes through his to-do list on a legal notepad, the yellow papers, with his assistant 20 minutes per day in the morning. And afterwards, he strategizes, knows how to grow the business. So free your time by delegating your email box, and what gets scheduled gets done. So put it on your calendar that you review your emails with your PA. Let's go now to rule number 3. I want you to hire to gain back your time. A lot of people hire to grow their business, but I want you to do the following. I want you to hire so you can get back your time, so you can deploy it in things that can get you more money. Jeff Bezos was well known in hiring people in the beginning of Amazon to handle the logistics, the finance, and all these things, so he can get back his time, so he can focus on expanding Amazon. So one more thing, hire not just to grow your business, but hire to get back your time, so you can deploy this time in things that matter most for the business and for the things that you're good at, so you can add value and make much more money. Peter Drucker used to say a lovely quote: do what you do best and outsource the rest. Let's move to rule number 4. Profit solves all problems. A lot of the leaders, the management, the bosses that you work with, they focus only on the top line. Yes, top line is good, but profit, what makes the business worth it and makes what you can take out of the business to invest. So as soon as you think of business, I want you to think, okay, top line is one thing to get the cash flow running, but it's most importantly is the profit. I want you to think of profit in forms of you can increase the prices to gain more profit. And one of the other things that I want you to look at is, let's have an example of Elon Musk. When he launched the Tesla Roadster, he sold the cars before even going into production, which means he collected the cash as a profit and he deployed this money to build the Tesla Roadster. So you need to think about the importance of profit as equally important as your top line. There is a lovely quote that I love seeing and hearing many times, which says, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, and cash is king. So focus on your profit and how to increase your profit, and I would say much more than your top line. Let's go to rule number 5, which says teach and don't tell. Again, teach and don't tell. When you're working within your team, it's much more important to teach and not to say. And what do I mean by that? When you say something, like your team member comes to you with a problem and you give an answer to it, so you solved it for now, correct? But when you teach a principle. And this principle will help your team member, whatever problem they face, they will be able to solve it because you taught them a principle, not you gave them an answer to a problem that they're trying to solve. There is a lovely quote that I really live by every day, which calls, an answer solves today's problem, but a principle solves tomorrow's. So if you, each and every time you coach your team, put this in your mind, and your mindset has to be tweaked to that direction, that you're teaching principles, fundamentals, pillars that will help your team to solve today's problem, tomorrow's problem, and the future problems. That will save you a lot of time, and then it will empower your team and will take the responsibility to solve much more problems down the line. Let's go directly to rule number 6, which is very simple. $100, so fix it. This is a very simple rule which says, I want you to empower your team to take responsibility, which means if any problem that costs $100 or less, they can decide to spend the $100 to fix the problem right on the spot without even getting back to you. That will empower them, give them the responsibility, and take things away from your plate. And if whatever your organization grows, you have to divide it, let's say, into 3 categories within the revenue scheme that you have, the revenue size. So the beginners can have $100. The mid-management can have $5,000 they can spend to solve a problem without getting back to you. And the higher management can have up to $10,000 to fix a problem without getting back to you. That's a way of empowering your team to take decisions, act and solve problems, and having accountability and responsibility within their tasks. And that's gonna save you a lot of time and take things away from your plate. Let's go to rule number 7. I want you to lead, let's say, a 5-year-old child. You need to understand one thing. There is something called transactional leadership and transformational leadership. Transactional leadership is when you instruct your team members to solve a particular problem at the same time. But transformational leadership, that you paint for them the outcome. So whenever they see this outcome, they solve problems to reach that outcome. So let's go back into this. I want you to lead like a 5-year-old child or a kid, which means you need to empower your team. Let's say, for example, I want to build the wall behind me. And a team member comes and tell me, okay, Seif, what should we hang on the wall? I can literally look at that person. I say, I don't know. It's your role. So you need to empower your team members to take actions without getting back to you regularly. What should I do? What should I do? What should I do? As if they're looking for answers from you. If you're always an answer for your team, then your business will not grow. So let me give you a quick cheat. So whenever a team member comes to you with a problem, you need to give them 3 steps to pass through. Number 1, when they come to you, they come to you with a clear, defined problem. So here is the problem. Number 2, they need to give you 3 recommendations. In order to solve this problem, we can do this, this, or this. And number 3, what's their opinion, which one of these 3 they should act on or use. And you can discuss in that form with them, pick one and get your problem solved. Again, it empowers your team to act on its own, and that's how we differentiate leaders from followers. Even your team needs to be leaders. Give them the authority, but give them a framework. Define the problem, come up with 3 recommendations, which one you think it's the best to solve it. Rule number 8 tells you 80% done by somebody else, it's 100% awesome. Which means Being perfectionist is procrastination. Being perfectionist delay the progress. So I need you to put a rule of thumb. Any 80% done of a task by somebody else, it's literally 100%. You need to move on because you're freeing your time. You're getting back your time once again. And once you reclaim your time, you will deploy it in areas where it grows your business, add value. So again, 80% done by somebody else is 100% awesome. Let's move to rule number 9, that every project needs a DRI. And what's a DRI? Is a directly responsible individual. And that's actually, back in the days, was created by the icon Steve Jobs. Every single project, at the end of the day, is a responsibility of one single person, which is called a DRI. Because once the project is dedicated to a particular person, that person is 100% accountable. So if you want to see progress, if you want to see the projects moving on, avoid having multiple people leading the same project. Assign DRIs on your projects. Assign DRIs on your even tasks. A single person that you talk to that is responsible for the outcome. And rule number 10 tells you results over effort. Personally, I love this rule because I don't believe in effort. I only believe in results. You can tell me I worked 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's not charity. Results matter. So you need to focus even not only your mindset, but your company mindset and culture that drives results rather than an effort. It doesn't matter for me if you can finish the work and deliver results in just 2 hours. I'll be happy for you. But you don't come after 10 hours and say like, I've been working so hard for the last 10 hours. Again, what should I do? Results matter. So I want you to shift again. Results over effort. There is a lovely quote by Mark Twain that says, don't confuse motion with progress. Busyness. Just being busy, putting a lot of effort, and then come and say at the end, I put a lot of effort. Unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Results talk. By this, let's move to rule number 11. I want you to work on yourself much harder than you work on your business. I want you to know every business has a ceiling. The business can grow to a particular ceiling. Then you need to break the ceiling to go to the next level. 100%. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you are the ceiling. So when you invest in yourself, you grow, you learn, you practice, you adapt, you pivot. By growing yourself, you're breaking or scattering this ceiling. And then when you go to the next ceiling, you need to do the same. So again, investing in yourself on a very long period, it's a non-stop. You're developing yourself and developing your business. The great Oprah Winfrey used to have like a couple of hours early morning each day for her self-development. And that's made her an icon. She could speak to any single person, carry a conversation, extract from them all the knowledge and value and wisdom to put them on their show. So by this, we've covered 11 alpha rules that if you implement them in your daily life, in your business, you will literally understand that building an empire is not only about working hard, it's about working smart and taking actions. And to be honest, these are simple ones. But the problem is that we miss the simple things and we focus on the complicated stuff. We think that building an empire needs a kind of a PhD in atomic, I don't know what, engineer. Do the simple things, act upon, and actually from now. For example, let me give you an example. If you think that you spend 2-3 hours on your email box, put an ad, find a VA or a PA right away. Do an action right now that you will thank yourself a year or two down the line. These are easy ones, implement them. Just 11 rules and you will see how your life, your business will absolutely transform and get out of life what you deserve. And I'll see you in the next video of the Game Changers. Be an alpha.